In this video, I lost on purpose as France in order to become Vichy France. Could I become the true French government and win World War II? Watch the video to see. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today, I have yet another game where the initial build-up doesn't matter so much as the later game does, and we'll be playing as France today. Let's leave Iron Man mode and historical AI on, and we'll just hop right on into it. Everyone, welcome to France. We have 74 whole divisions, a lot of factories, decent manpower pool, alright amount of stability, and a pretty bad amount of war support. And of course, we have all of our great French spirits. So what are we doing today as France? Well, yes, of course, we are not going to be playing a normal France game today. But I guess we can play normally up until World War II begins. So let's just go into our focuses and we'll revive the national bloc, get our industry build up nice with a laissez-faire, and then we'll focus our industry probably down here in this region. You don't really need to worry about why, okay? And Germany has remilitarized the Rhineland. Of course, we'll just issue a diplomatic objection, and we have revived the national bloc. Very good and nice. I love this event as France. The public has demanded rearmament, so we get early MOB for free, get ourselves off a civilian economy, and we get an extra 5% war support. Thank you very much, French public. And a little rearmament never hurt anyone, so let's grab 4 mills. Yeah, ignore anything about other countries' rearmament and hurting people. French rearmament never hurt anyone, okay? And yeah, ignore what happened 100 years ago. I just hired Gaston here for 15% political power gain, and that it doubled our political power change per day. And I kind of want to rush my fighters a little bit, or at least get a nice air force. So I'm going to go aggressive focus. Then we're going to head down the air dominance path right here. We've devalued the franc, and now we're developing the metropole. Get out of here, Greece. And basically what we're doing here is investing in metropolitan France. We get some building slots, and we'll even invest in Algerian France, and then we'll do a little bit of an industrial expansion, and probably grab another research slot, maybe some mills in those states as well. And that will be our game plan for the next little bit here. And speaking of a nice investment, no, not this investment. Get out of here, Greece. We are investing heavily into our infrastructure here in the south of France as well. And Turkey, come on, just no other countries bother me, okay? I'm trying to focus on France right now, and only a certain part of France, okay? Not all of France, just southern France. Alright, the Germans are justifying on us, which means they're going after the Sudetenland now. Sorry, Mr. Benège, but just like France in our timeline, we will not be defending you. There we go, the 1st of December 1938, we're already ready to make our good fighters for the game, so let's get those in design right now. Alright, and this will be our fighter, and it will be called the Wren from Bristol after an elite channel member. Thank you very much for joining the channel. I appreciate it. Alright, and let's get some CAS to join our fighters here in the skies. Alright, and we'll go for this with our cast today, which will be called the Wojtek Nowacek 7776 after a channel member. Thank you very much for your support as well. Alright, and it is August 1939. My focus, stimulate the dynamic market, which actually a pretty good focus, is done, and I think Germany is up to no good. I bet you they're about to declare war on Poland if I really had to make a guess. French army is, of course, ready to take down the tyranny here in Central Europe, and there we go. Actually, we need to join the Allies. Can we get in the Allies? I don't know. Germany will get at war with us anyways, so that's not really a concern for me. Now, what is, I think, important is that we don't lose any land here in Africa to Italy or Corsica, nor should we lose Savoy or any of this stuff down here in the Alps. So really, my main defense is against Italy for the time being, not so much the German menace. Let's do the Blum-Violette proposal and get cores on our lands here in North Africa. A lot of civs and mills actually in these two territories here. Very nice. Mustache Man, are you awake? Okay, it looks like he might be a little occupied. He's yet to go in on Denmark or Norway or the Low Countries here, so world tension has not yet increased enough that we can join the Allies. Okay, well there goes Germany in on Denmark, who have just surrendered of course, and Norway. The world tension now at 78%. Okay, here is the German justification on us outright, but we are over 80% world tension, so I'm just going to join the Allies right away, and we will join their call to arms, and now we are at war with the Germans. We are defending France today, and we have a very good defense planned out for us, don't you worry. Well, there go the Germans finally, and they've taken out Luxembourg. They are probably about to take out the Netherlands here very quickly, and soon to be Belgium, and finally us. Look at this, we've actually built ourselves up very nicely. All of our land down here has pretty much all the factories on them. We're out of build slots, they're all infrastructured up. We're in a good spot. Alright, there go the Germans in on Belgium. And there goes Belgium, and I'm not going to do anything. Of course, let's just see what happens to our defense. I'm sure our defense is so good that we're not going to fold and instantly capitulate once they take Paris, right? And we have capitulated. Now, should we collaborate with the Germans, become Vichy? Should we just end our game and let Britain take all our stuff? Or continue the fight as Free France? No, we're going to actually collaborate with the Germans today. So let's hit this button, and there we go. Here is our game now. We are Vichy France. Let's go. Look at our land. We have still a lot of our colonies. Very nice. Free France is where? Where is Free France? Free France is all the way down here in the Pacific in New Caledonia. So what did I leave myself for an industry? 100 factories? There's no way that's right. I refuse to believe we have 100 factories. And what do we get for the Navy? We actually got a sizable Navy. Look at that. That is going to be very helpful indeed. And the thing about Vichy is we are not a puppet or anything of the Germans. We are just guaranteed by them. But we do have occupation costs, 40% consumer goods. That's not that good. And we're led by the Brown Party, Mr. Philippe Pétain. Okay, and our consumer goods is everything. Okay, that's very interesting. We're set all the way back to a civilian economy with no government or anything, and we're on volunteer only, so we'll have to fix all that stuff. And this is our new focus tree. We only have one focus to do right now, and that is emergency powers to Pétain, so let's give him some power. And yeah, this thing is now our entire focus tree. All the way down here, we can end the occupation, and I'm guessing, yep, all of these are 70-day focuses. Oh boy. And this is unfortunate, and I wish I would have known this, but I didn't do any play testing of this. We didn't keep any of our equipment or our designs, so we're going to need to get our own XP and design our planes once again. But don't worry, I'll give them the same names and everything and the same designs. Alright, and here are the men that are still loyal to us. We have Charles, Rene, and Maxime. We have 12 divisions. We're now pretty much starting from scratch. And yep, after all that crazy fast build up and everything, we're now working at a snail's pace. We have no manpower, no industry really to build with, and we're not even able to join the Axis because we're not allowed to join factions. So yes, we've actually kept Gaston here as our guy. We can hire him back. Okay, and there we go. Indochina has defected. That's great. So we're losing stuff. Let's do the National Revolution, and probably I'll rush right on down to concessions to the Germans. Maybe that helps us get rid of our 40% consumer goods. I don't know. We're about to find out, because really, who plays this tree? Syria has defected. Great. Yeah, that is the other thing about Vichy, is we are going to start losing all of our hard-fought colonies that we definitely deserve to the Free French. Not cool, guys. Now, unfortunately for Gaston, I have a new love, and it's Charles here. 15% political power gain, but also 0.1% weekly stability. There we go. We have our first civilian factory building stuff again. We're actually getting some insane political power change per day. I mean, look at that. 1.76. If we did hire Gaston, that'd be even more, but I think 1.76 is definitely enough. Let's get ourselves up to war economy. More factories. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. That is massive. What a boost for us. We're actually building factories again. Okay, there's this focus, concessions to the Germans done. Okay, it does give us decisions here. We offer basing rates, produce aircraft parts, or send guest workers over to the Germans, and it actually does modify our occupation costs by 10% consumer goods each. Okay, I think I'll just offer basing rates for now, because this guest workers one, minus 25% recruitable pop is terrible, and aircraft parts, yikes. That is an insane debuff that I don't think I need to do any more of those. We can even modify it here through mandatory work service for another minus 10%. Speaking of fighters, the run from Bristol is back into production. Now, another great thing, since we're not at war with the Allies, we can actually just buy rubber from them. Hey, there go the Germans in on the Soviets. Let's hope they do well. Finns, really? Finland, you're already being pushed back. Well, there's the Japanese declaration on the United States, which means they've joined the Allies, of course, and I believe the US and the UK will start to justify on us at some point in the near future, so we need to be ready for that. Defend our borders, and even my plan is to do a sea lion. That's right, a sea lion of the United Kingdom. It may sound crazy, and trust me, it is, but we have a sizable navy, we have a sizable air force. I believe we can actually get a sea lion done on the UK. Alright, what we can actually do is we can send volunteers to the Germans in the meantime. So let's grab 3 of our divisions here. Let's get Daniel here with some air volunteers. We'll help out our overlords with the Soviet Union, and we actually can send volunteers because remember, we are not a puppet of them. There we go. Our volunteers have made this push past like 10 Soviet divisions. Our air is just that good, and we now have a little pocket here, and that is quite a few Soviet divisions here in this pocket. Beautiful. Yep, our volunteer cast is doing ridiculous numbers to the Soviets here. Push them across the river even. And yeah, the Germans are now doing a full-out offensive. They're doing pretty well in this war. Alright, and all of these 70-day focuses later, we're down here to a nation reborn, giving us 10% stability, and then finally, we can end the occupation, and we'll see what happens with that. Looks like the Germans get an event. Do we get all of our land back? Do we get our focus tree? I don't know. We will find out. In 140 days, of course. Well, it is about time. The United States and the UK are starting to justify on us. And how long do we have until we're full participant? We have 25 days, it looks like, until the US gets their war goal. So our volunteers will be sent back home to Vichy France, and we will be able to finally plan our naval invasion of the UK, but that does come at a cost of us being in a full-scale war now. Okay, the Americans' justification is complete, and they have declared on us right away, bringing us fully into World War II now, and we'll join the Axis, of course, and let's defend our territory here in North Africa. Italy is eating rocks. They've been invaded by Australia here. Come on, guys. I should have known something like this was going to happen. The Americans are now doing a landing here in Algeria. Let's get some troops over there to defend that real quick. Wow, okay, the Germans are doing very well in the Soviet Union. That is awesome to see. And hey, we've got 3 Allied divisions encircled here in Libya as well. Very nice. Wow, fair play to the British, and I guess I should have seen this coming. They have done a naval invasion behind our front line here, and they actually might encircle 24 of our divisions. Oh no, they're gonna get overrun, aren't they? Oh gosh. Okay, well, there goes 10 divisions. We need to save these 14 more divisions. There we go. Thankfully, 14 of our divisions have been saved, but we did lose 10. That is quite considerable. And now here comes 7 Americans over there. This is an uphill battle, that's for sure. And here comes the D-Day. So where were my units? Did I have units up there? Okay, I do have 24 units in Lyon, so they will be the D-Day relief force. Looks like they're probably going to land because the Germans are training right here. That's great, guys. Great idea. Okay, and there's the focus done, and the occupation ends. So Philippe has done some diplomacy. He signed the Pact of Steel. German troops all across the country have turned over control to our forces. Let's go. We have regained our honor. I mean, maybe. And yeah, there we go. We have all of our land back, and we have 1 million manpower, 200 factories. Once again, let's build up our entire country, and we do have the French focus tree back, but we are locked into this tree right here. That's all right. But hey, look, we can do all of these focuses again. Oh god, I looked away, and well, there goes my army again. That's great. I am such a genius military commander. 10 divisions are retreating this way, 4 more encircled over here. Man, I'm just like the French in real life. How many guys have we lost? Oh, we've lost 250,000 men already. Yikes. Alright, let's get the true French agency into formation. Oh gosh, they're breaking my cipher at the same time, really. They really want North Africa from us. The Allies also did an invasion of Greece, and man, that is a lot of divisions they've thrown in here. There we go, there's our port built. Maybe this time we'll actually be able to push all the way to Benghazi. And there we go, there is the port of Benghazi finally in the real French government's hands. There we go, looks like the Germans are doing quite nicely on the Eastern Front. They've captured Moscow finally, and we have made our breakthrough in North Africa. We've got the port of Tobruk, and hopefully we're about to encircle all of these divisions here. Yes, there it is. Okay, this is a ridiculous pocket we just got. Look at the amount of allies we just encircled here. Thank God for reinforcement and CAS. For some reason, we can still see them completing that shared focus tree that's on the right side, that new one. We just found out that the Dutch East Indies are doing some stuff. That's cool, I guess. And we're about to see just how much manpower is in this encirclement right here once we close it off. Come on, boys. And we've captured a few generals as well. And let's check the logs. Yep, 811,000 manpower in that pocket right there. I'm going to make some naval bombers, and then I'll set them out and clear the seas, and then get my fleet on and get into the UK. All right, and this is what we'll do for our naval bombers, which will be called the Mortimer. I just need to give them some heavy torpedo mountings and all that, and then that should be good. Nice, and I instantly put up our naval bombers and a few fighters over the channel, and the Mortimer's already sunk a destroyer. There we go. We've even sunk the HMS London, an early cruiser, and another early destroyer here in this battle. Alright, we are sinking a ton of convoys with our submarines. The British dominance is down to just 770, so we're giving it a shot now. Our guys are on patrol here in the English Channel, taking a battle here in the south, and yeah, our naval bombers are really helping us out. We have won a naval engagement. It's cost us 41 Mortimers. That is very worthwhile. Hey, it looks like we got enough dominance that we are actually doing this naval invasion, and let's get all of our air ready over southern England. Hopefully our boys can make a landing here in Portsmouth. And we actually did secure the port there. They're training for whatever reason. Let's get our entire army that we have spare here. And there we go, we've actually taken London. And here's a big engagement we have taken. We took this one and won. Now we're in another one with the HMS Hood even. Come on, can our naval bombers actually will us to a victory here? It actually looks like they are doing a very good helping job to us. Look at that. We are winning this engagement. That is insane. And we even sunk the Hood. The Mortimers are that good. That much of a difference maker. We lost 115 of them in that battle. And here's a nice encirclement around Liverpool, the new British capital. And goodbye, UK. Yeah, there is nothing left to oppose us. Let's hit our magic button. And okay, as we hit it, the UK has capitulated. Beautiful. Alright, I've accepted the Germans' call to arms against the Soviets. The Soviets are, 69% towards capitulation. Nice. And the Axis has actually done a very good job. Okay, what the heck is this? Maybe not. I'll focus my attention on taking out the Soviets at this point, and then really just stamp out Allied resistance around here, and we'll see where it ends us. And it will be French troops, the first into Leningrad. Come on, boys. Prove me right. Yes, I am right. There we go. Soviets are 74% towards capitulation, and we also don't even have Stalingrad. So hopefully that should be another nice chunk for us. Looks like we'll be the first into Stalingrad as well. Yes, there we go. We've made it into Stalingrad. Soviets 79% towards capitulation. Well, there goes the Navy, but it has done us so well. We made our landing onto the UK, so that's all I really cared about. We'll just let our naval bombers continue just destroying little fleets and ships here and there in the channel. You're kidding me. Where did they even get this landing from? How are they here in Bordeaux? They go all the way from Ireland down here? And there's the fall of Rome. Come on, let's just take out the Soviets already, so I don't have to deal with this crap. Yes, I'll help out a little bit, Italy. Oh, great. And they took Corsica from us. You're kidding me. And that's 22 divisions that we've got cut off here in Bordeaux. That's right, boys. Never step foot in France again, or else that's gonna happen to you. Endless naval invasions are coming from the Allies. Honestly, they've landed in France a few times, and that's pretty scary. Still hopeful we'll push these guys out, and the Soviets are still putting up a decent fight because, well, we are really out of supply here in the Soviet Union. They still have a decent amount of troops, and the Germans, well, let's just say they've seen better days as well. Taken me this long, but I am finally here into Egypt. I may have just seen one of the most genius moves I've ever seen in AI make. Legionary Romania just naval invaded Crimea behind the Americans who had landed here. Now they have a pretty good chance of cutting off all of these troops. And still, we're pretty much the only ones pushing on the Soviet front now. They're actually starting to push the Germans back, which is quite annoying. The encirclements we're getting are just more and more ridiculous, I hear, as the game goes on. Why is there like 50 Allied divisions here? So we've now taken 1.3 million losses, 570,000 to the UK. How many have we inflicted now? 2.2 million, and 250,000 to the USA. How many have we inflicted to them? 2.9, almost 3 million. Yeah, that is quite good. 150,000 Soviets. How have we been doing on that front? 750,000. We are certainly pulling our weight here in this war. Alright, and let's get some special forces to really help us end this war. Frad 08 and Mountaineer divisions, 500 base soft attack, a ton of infantry guns, ton of special forces. These should do the trick quite nicely, and we can get 12 of them training up. This is gonna sound crazy, but Mussolini, I'm proud of you. We've done all this stuff. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought that was us. But Mussolini, I am proud of you. You've lost so much land. You've been losing land this whole time, and you never broke out into a civil war. Alright, the Frad Mountaineers are out, and Spain is now in the war, which means we have to defend them, and they got naval invaded, well, instantly. So let's see how our Frad 08 divisions do. Great first impression for the Frads here. I don't know who built this port, but it just arrived at the perfect time. Alright, let's hit our magic buttons here against the Soviet Union. And my game is frozen, which means one thing: the Soviet Union has capitulated. And there we go. The Treaty of Moscow is here. We got ourselves a little Russian puppet here, and oh gosh, that's really displaced a lot of troops down here. There we go. I mean, I'm very happy with this. We've cleared out any major Allied invasions here in the Mediterranean or in mainland Europe, and Vichy France is the real, true French government, or even the British government at this point. That's gonna do it for this one. I can really see why nobody plays Vichy France, because that really hindered our game a lot. We were really at the mercy of other people in terms of getting involved into the war. It was quite a slow start to our second half of the game. But yeah, I think we managed to pull together quite a scrappy game. Got all of our land back. except for Alsace-Lorraine, but really, I'm not going to capitulate the Allies just to go capitulate Germany. I am not insane. I mean, we've certainly pulled our weight against the Allies, cementing ourselves as the true French government. Big thank you to all of my channel members whose units and air were quite effective and really allowed us to win this game. Drop on screen right now, and I really appreciate your support. If you've watched this far, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.